Hey guys, it's Chrissy Kressler. Happy Thursday. Welcome to my channel that I call the Crazy Eight. This is the second time I've done this live. I'm getting, I think, closer to understanding it, so bear with me. But this week I wanted to hop on and give you guys an update of the Crazy Eight and some things that really stuck out to me through my journey and just what's been happening with our family and the kiddos and just overcoming some things. And last week I shared a little bit with you guys about my one kiddo who does cross country. And I'm going to share with you a story that happened yesterday that I really think is impactful. And I've been viewing this. I told him, I was like, I'm using you as a lesson. Like, I'm going to be teaching on this because I think it's huge. And he, of course, is like, oh, mom. And I'm like, no, seriously. But yesterday was a great day. It was a beautiful day. It was Benton's birthday. Lennon had a cross country meet. It was just a beautiful day. And I feel like the dear Lord's hands were all over it. I ended up taking Lennon to his cross country meet and dropped him off. And through that time, we were talking about what had transpired the week before and what he was going to do different this week. And I told him last week how proud I was of him for just pushing and pushing through all the obstacles and being uncomfortable and his leg going numb and twisting his ankle and 2 side stitches. And he still finished strong through it. And it was crazy to watch my kid do that last week. And then this week, to watch him yesterday at this cross country meet and what he did was like craziness. And I thought, man, some adults need to hear. It's like some adults need to have this understanding of like what it takes to push through and persevere and adversity and all this stuff. I mean, to be honest, where he set the bar last week was not a hot, his time was terrible and he knew it. But this week, we weren't even on our turf. We were on a whole other turf with the course that he barely knows. And my kiddo, like, he pushed and he did what he knew. He practiced up until then. He was constantly, in his mind, he said, thinking about what he needed to do and how to maneuver himself. Because at the end, I talked to him and he came in second, guys. His time, he blew it away from the week before. He was second, and then he came in first for our team, but second in the whole race. And I was just such a proud mama. Like the video, I mean, in it, I'm like, shaking. I didn't even know if I got the video. I was shaking. I was crying. I was so happy. It was my first ever parenting moment where I experienced that type of feeling because we always want it more for our kids. We always want it more for other people. I train other people and in my business, I want it so much more for them than they want it for themselves sometimes. And I'm like, sometimes it hurts you deep down inside because you're like, man, if you only knew what you were capable of, if you only knew what you could do, if you just put your mind to it. And so yesterday was one of those days where Lennon experienced probably one of the biggest things in life that you can experience. And I know when I talk about this, if you're listening or you watch this on the replay, you're going to be like, man, I remember going through that one day when I was young, or I experienced that and what the feeling is. But when he told me, he's like, when he went through it and he was maneuvering himself, he said, and then he was keeping his pace and then he knew where to push and where not. And he had his mind, he was thinking of a song that pumped him up. And he just kept figuring it out. And at the end, he pushed as hard as he could to just get that time as best as he could and to stay in that second place position. The thing is, most people, most adults last week, if they would experience what Lennon did in life and they couldn't have pushed through, they wouldn't have even given it the try at the end. They just would have given up. And most people wouldn't even have taken that as a learning lesson and kept going. And when you do, and then you overcome the adrenaline that your body gets and those endorphins that go off in the natural high that your body has to where your mind is like, I can do anything I put my mind to because you just feel so empowered. Like your body feels like it could do. He said at the end of the race, it's like, Mom, I could have ran way further and more. I was like, I know, because it's that feeling. And he's like, I've never felt that before. And I said, see what I mean? I told you when you experience a win in life, when you experience something amazing that you just feel so empowered and so excited and so on fire that you can't stop because you're just going and you're in that motion, It's like you're unstoppable. It's a feeling you never want to forget and you always want to have. And I said, Lennon, now that you've experienced this, what do you think you're capable of? And he said, I'm capable of anything. And I said, Lennon, every time I tell you that you are smart, strong, handsome, you're a winner, I'm telling you these things. You always thought I was talking out my butt. I'm like, but I'm not. I know it because I believe in you and I believe it. And I've experienced what it takes to go through things uncomfortable and adversity and challenges and to rework a plan and a strategy and to take pace in it and understand and do things consistently daily to get to be where I want to be. I said, Lennon, I'm telling you, it's no different. What you did is what I have to do in life. And it's what others should be doing in life. But sometimes we get in our own way and we don't even allow ourselves the small little part of good feeling that we could have because we stop ourselves before we even start. See, everybody deserves to feel that amazing feeling of accomplishment, of going somewhere, of being somewhere, of knowing you're unstoppable, of knowing nothing's going to stand in your way because you only control you. You only control what you do. You can't control how other people respond to you in life. So why are you holding back? What are you afraid of? You know, what are the things that are so uncomfortable that you can't push through? You know, seeing my son experience this just amazing thing of watching him grow from just one week to the next, and now him feeling that emotion of unstoppable and how he's capable of anything. I said, Lennon, if you can do that in cross country, what else do you think you can do it in? And he's like, well, I get what you're saying. I mean, I guess a lot of things. And I said, you're right. I said, you could use that in every area of your life, that feeling and knowing that it's capable and it's possible. The mind controls so much. He could have went into that race thinking, well, last week I did terrible. This week, who knows? And maybe I'll do it. Maybe I won't. He could have went in with that. But instead, he said to me in the car, I'm pumped. Turn on that song that gets me ready to be fired up and do this. And I'm doing it. I'm doing it. And he went in with a good attitude and a good mindset and an understanding that yesterday was a brand new day. It wasn't last week. That was done, over. Learn from it, grow from it, move on. And he did that. Did I think he was going to struggle with that? Absolutely. As his mom, I thought he was going to struggle with his mind because he did, the week before wasn't so good. And then this week, I did. I thought he would struggle. But I'm glad he didn't. I'm glad he pushed. I'm glad he moved forward. I'm glad he said that he wasn't going to allow that. And something switched in his brain to tell him that, because he's the kiddo of mine that has struggle and looks down more on himself. And I'm always talking him up and I'm always trying to embrace him, encourage him. And it's funny because I know that I'm doing all the right things and I'm saying those right things. But, some days you're like, man, am I saying enough? Am I doing enough as a parent? If you're a parent out there, you probably think the same thing. And you go to bed at night and you're like, did I do enough? Did I give enough encouragement? Did I give too much and then overflow it to where they just are like, But I obviously know now that he has been listening, or that it's been sinking in, the everything that we've been talking about. And it's an amazing feeling to know that your child has had the emotions and the mindset now to know that he's unstoppable. And guys, I had to share with you from my heart all of this to let you know that us as adults, we need to feel that again. We need to have that. We need to know that life is more, that we were designed for more, created for more, and we can do more. But why are we allowing things out there to stop us? Why are we allowing things that are happening in 2020 to determine where we go and who we are and what we're doing? No. pivot, recreate, re-strategize. You've got what it takes. Reset goals. Do whatever you've got to do. Set them, because 2020 is not over, ladies and gentlemen. It is here. It's still here, and we still have time. If you've had to recreate yourself and realize something new needs to happen, then that's what you do. But you tell yourself you're capable, it's possible, and it's meant for you, and that you deserve this, and you go after it with all your might, like Lennon did, and you tell yourself that I'm going to keep the pace, that I'm going to stay on course, that now's my time. It's not next year, it's now. It's now. And I told Lennon that. I said, your time is now, baby. You felt it. You know what it feels like. You're a winner, and you've got it inside of you. Now go out every meet and do this. Now go out into your school day and put your all into it and do this. Rock your life like this, Lennon, because it's going to carry you into your adult life, because you know you can. You know you can, and you will. And it's important that you understand that you can. I'm going to end with this, guys, because I got to handle Benton over here. He's getting into stuff that goes camping that he's not supposed to be in. All right, I'm going to end with this, guys. The Crazy Eight, we're always somewhere, something's going on. And my goal is to teach through this channel, to share with you my story, my kiddos, our life, to share mindset and how to help other mamas out there that are struggling with just this year in general, because this year's not been kind. It hasn't. But I'll tell you one thing, it's made us stronger. If anything, it's made us know that we're capable of more and that we can do more if we just put our minds to it. See, this here is what we can control. We can control us. We can't control other things outside of us, but we can control us. So let's take ownership. Let's do it. Now's your time. As you can see, I'm pumped up. Have a great day, guys. Go out. Have a blessed weekend. Go out and know that you're amazing. You're awesome. You were created for more, and you have what it takes. I believe in you. Do you believe in you? Next week, I will join you live again from the Crazy Eight with maybe another story of Lennon. I told him, I said, you're being my teaching mode right now, just so you know. Crazy. But hey, we're all learning lessons in life, right? Why not share them to help another person? All right, guys, I hope that you have a great day. I'm going to figure out how to turn this live thing off, and we will see you next Thursday from the Crazy Eight.